So guys, a dictator wrote a book and people actually showed up to celebrate this. And the book is not like him taking full responsibility and asking Nigerians for forgiveness for all the atrocities that he committed in the 8 years that he was in office. No. In fact, he blames his chief of defense staff at the time, Sani Abacha, who later became another dictator. He said his military officers, led by his chief of defense staff, were the ones that annulled the most free and fair election that we've ever had as a country, June 12, 1993, when Nigerians elected MKO Abiola as president. His book says that Abacha was the one that annulled the election without his permission. I'm like, wow, wow. Guys, this is like an insult on our collective intelligence. Babangida without his permission. This is not just an insult on our intelligence, guys. Babangida must believe that we're all smoking something, because who announced the annulment? He did. There was no gun pointing to his head when he was announcing. Babangida is not stupid. He's very well spoken. He knew exactly what he was doing. Maybe he had an agreement with Abacha that after me, you will be next. But for him to say Abacha was the one without his permission, that's a big fat lie from the pit of hell. I mean, why was he the head of state if the chief of defense staff was the one in control? He should not even be talking. Guys, among other atrocities that he carried out, Babangida ordered his men to open fire on unarmed protesters. He killed at least 118 of them in broad daylight for demanding that he should validate that election. You know, the question still remains, who killed Giwa, a renowned journalist that was killed by a parcel bomb during Babangida's time? There had been no justice for all the people that were killed or for him hijacking true democracy. But now he wrote a book and we're celebrating. The most disappointing one for me was seeing Professor Osinbajo, a lawyer, a senior advocate, someone that knows the law, was seeing him there. It's not every event that you have to attend now. He even reviewed the book. I was like, wow. You know, there were so many people in that room that day that had contributed to stalling the progress of Nigeria. And not only were these people celebrating, they even donated. Babangida raised 17.5 billion naira that day. Within like 3 hours. Billion, not million. That's more than $11 million. In 3 hours, like 11.5 million. He said it's to set up a presidential library. I was like, shoo. He's now the one setting up a presidential library. Hey, God. This insult on our collective intelligence is just too much. In fact, forget all the money that he stole as head of state and all the pension that he's been getting all these years. Maybe they will spend 500 million naira on a library. The man just raised 17 billion for his family when he leaves. And you know, the sad thing, Nigerians are so quick to forget, because he tried to tell us what we know to be true is actually not true. He painted it like he was powerless. Oh, there was nothing he could do. Abacha was the bad guy. But Abacha don't die. If you want to know what actually happened that time, guys, and how Babangida's action changed the trajectory of Nigeria, how it affected so many lives, and how our hope was dashed, my people, read this book. It's a novel, so you will not be bored. In fact, it's a love story. You will get caught up in the whole lovey thing that happened in this book. But it's not biography. It's a love story written around the incidents of June 12. You know how Chimamanda's Half of a Yellow Sun brings the Civil War to life. You feel like you are there while reading it. That's how this book brings June 12 to life. It's written by an award-winning storyteller, an author, a speaker, and my very good friend, Abishola Ayodeji. It's one of those books that you can put down once you start reading it. Let me warn you. Just make sure that you read through chapter 1. You will just realize you can't put it down, you know. And it's also on Audible if you would rather listen to it while driving. The only thing is, you will cry if you read this book, because Nigeria happened to some characters in this book. The effect of June 12 is real, guys. There are lives that were forever changed because of what Babangida and his cronies did that time. And no amount of book launching will wipe the truth. I'm so mad. I'm purposely promoting this book because he's trying to rewrite history. This book is on Amazon, guys. Please buy it. I know the truth for yourself. Yes, this whole thing happened like 32 years ago. Some people are already forgetting the events of that time. Some of us were too young to remember the details. Some people were not born. But if you read this book, you will know why all this book launching cannot wipe out the truth from our memory. In fact, I feel insulted. So please buy the book. It's on Amazon. It's also in every bookstore in America. It's in every bookstore. So you can pick up a copy.